Have you ever wondered why alcohol fits so comfortably into our lives? It's there at celebrations, farewells, victories, and even on gloomy days. There's always a reason to open a bottle, to make a toast, to numb a feeling. But behind every glass, behind every well-justified toast, there's a truth that almost no one wants to face. An uncomfortable truth. And for that very reason, powerful. What are we really looking for when we drink? This video is not a sermon or a moral lesson. I'm not here to tell you what to do or to judge you. I'm here to suggest something more dangerous. Think. Look beyond the obvious. Understand how each drink not only affects your body, but also your energy, your inner state, your connection with something that goes far beyond what is visible. And today we're going to talk about the spiritual consequences of alcohol. And I'm telling you straight, what you're about to discover could change your life in ways you can't even imagine right now. We're going to uncover those invisible effects that alcohol leaves inside you, in your vibration, in your clarity, in your ability to create the life you say you want. If you stay until the end, you'll understand why you feel disconnected so often, like you're trapped in habits that promise relief but never really satisfy. You'll see how alcohol, even though it seems to offer rest or escape, might actually be closing the door to a more authentic life, more aligned with who you really are. And most importantly, you'll discover how to let go of that weight, how to reclaim your personal power, and how to raise your energy to live with more presence, more peace, and more purpose. But first, I want you to imagine something with me. It's nighttime, one of those nights that's quiet on the outside but noisy on the inside. You're alone, maybe in the living room, maybe in your bedroom. In front of you, a glass, your usual drink. It's not the first time, and it probably won't be the last either. But tonight, there's something different. As you turn the glass between your fingers and watch how the liquid reflects the dim light, a question appears, soft, uncomfortable, impossible to ignore. Why do I always come back to this? What am I really trying to soothe? You stay still, in silence, as if that question had touched a part of you that had been asleep for years. And for the first time you understand something. It's not the stress you're trying to quiet. It's not the routine you want to break. What you're trying to silence is a deeper voice. Or it's one that's been calling you for a long time. It's the voice of your essence, of your real self, asking you to look inside, to stop running away, to remember who you are and why you're here. Then another, even more uncomfortable question arises. What have I lost along the way? Maybe you don't have the answer at that moment, and that's okay. Because that moment, that small flash of awareness already changes everything. It's like a crack in the wall you've been building for years. A tiny opening, but enough to see that there's something else on the other side. Does that sound familiar to you? If you're watching this video, it's not a coincidence. The universe has a strange sense of timing. It usually puts exactly what you need in front of you when you're ready to hear it. Maybe, like many people, you've used alcohol to relax, to fit in, to forget. Let me ask you something. Have you ever stopped to think about what you're giving up every time you do it? There's something curious about alcohol. Socially, it's presented as the essential ingredient for having fun, for celebrating, even for feeling better. But what is rarely mentioned is that on an energetic and spiritual level, it can become a silent thief. A thief of clarity, of presence, of connection with the present moment, of your ability to vibrate in tune with life. Imagine that your energy is a beacon, a steady, constant, visible light. That light is your connection with everything, with the source, with the infinite potential that lives within you. But every time you drink, that beacon starts to falter. The light doesn't go out, but it flickers. It becomes unstable. And when your light flickers, it's not just you who stops seeing clearly. Others also stop perceiving you the same way. You disconnect. You become more vulnerable. You get lost in a fog that seems pleasant, until you realize that in reality it's taking you away from what matters most. I know these words may sound harsh, even uncomfortable, but I also know something else. There's a part of you that's sitting in silence while listening to this. Because here we're not just talking about quitting drinking. We're talking about taking back your power, about reconnecting with your essence, about remembering who you are when you're not suppressing yourself. And that path, even though only you can walk it, you don't have to do it alone or blindly. Now imagine this for a second. What would your life be like if you could hold on to the light you carry inside without depending on anything external? If every decision, every thought, and every action were aligned with your highest purpose. If you could look back and say with complete clarity, I stopped carrying what kept me vibrating low and chose my highest potential. That's exactly what we're going to explore today. It doesn't matter where you are right now or how long you've been struggling with this habit. The only thing that matters is this: you're here, listening. And that means that something in you is already ready to take the next step. A step toward a more conscious, fuller, more authentic reality. So stay with me, because what comes next is not just information. It's a direct invitation to transform your life from within. And the question is simple: are you willing to take that step? Let's continue. Everything in the universe is energy. Absolutely everything. From the smallest particles to the thoughts crossing your mind right now. Everything vibrates at a frequency, and so do you. Your energy works like a beacon that constantly emits signals, attracting experiences, people, and situations that match that vibration. And this is where alcohol comes in. At first glance, it seems like a harmless ally, something to help you relax, enjoy yourself, and switch off for a while. But on an energetic level, the impact is much deeper than it seems. When you consume alcohol, its effect doesn't stay just in the physical body. It starts to alter your energetic state almost immediately. Alcohol is a depressant, and not just in the chemical sense. It also acts as a depressant vibrationally. It lowers your frequency. Imagine that your natural energy is a clean, clear river flowing without resistance. And alcohol acts like a dense substance that muddies that river. The flow becomes slow, heavy, murky. And this change isn't superficial. It has real consequences. When you vibrate at a lower frequency, you become more prone to dense emotions, fear, sadness, irritability, guilt. And at the same time, you disconnect from higher states like clarity, love, and inner peace. Not because they have disappeared, but because you are no longer tuning into them. But there's something else. Alcohol not only contaminates your energy, it also weakens your vibrational field. Simply put, it lowers your energetic defenses. That natural shield that normally protects you becomes fragile. And in that state, you become more vulnerable to external influences that don't always work in your favor. Dense collective emotions, intrusive thoughts, burdens that aren't even yours, but that fit perfectly with a low frequency. Have you noticed how after a night of excess, you feel exhausted, empty, even if you slept for many hours? That's not just physical tiredness. It's energetic depletion. It's the price of having allowed those densities to enter your field. And here comes the most delicate part of all. Alcohol acts as an anesthetic for the soul. It not only clouds your perception of what's happening outside, it also numbs your connection with what's happening inside you. That inner voice we all have inside. That silent compass that knows exactly where to go. It goes quiet when alcohol comes in. It doesn't disappear, but it gets drowned out. Instead of facing our emotions, our fears, our insecurities head on, we avoid them. And the problem is that emotions don't just evaporate, they stay. They accumulate in your energy field like an invisible burden that you carry everywhere, even if you pretend it doesn't weigh you down. Over time, this habit of staying silent and avoiding creates a pattern that not only disconnects you from yourself, but also from others and from life itself. You become less present, less authentic, less yourself. And if we go even deeper, there's something that almost no one explains to you: the impact of alcohol on your ability to manifest. The laws of the universe are quite clear, even if they're not always comfortable. You don't attract what you desire, you attract what you are. If your frequency is affected by the constant consumption of alcohol, what comes into your life will vibrate at that same frequency. Toxic relationships, recurring financial problems, creative blocks, or that persistent feeling of being stuck, as if life isn't moving forward no matter how hard you try. Alcohol, by lowering your vibration, becomes an invisible brake, an obstacle you can't see, but that keeps you from moving toward your goals and living aligned with your highest purpose. And here's where it gets truly revealing. Alcohol doesn't just affect you while you're drinking it. Its impact extends far beyond that night. Every time you turn to it to calm an emotion or escape a situation, you reinforce a negative energy cycle. You're telling your mind, your body, and your spirit something very clear: I can't handle this on my own. I need something external to cope with it. That message gets recorded in your subconscious, and over time it turns into a limiting belief, one that erodes your confidence, your self-reliance, and your real ability to face life's challenges. Now, it's important to make this clear. This isn't about demonizing alcohol or taking extreme positions. It's not about judging. It's about awareness, about understanding how your choices, even the ones that seem most normal, influence your energy, your vibration, and your connection with the universe. Because when you realize that something as everyday as a drink can impact your spiritual life, you regain the power to choose with clarity. And that's when you decide,
Esto me suma o me aleja.
does this add to my life or take me further from the life I want to create? The good news is this: you're not trapped. Every day is a new opportunity to raise your vibration, reconnect with your essence, and let go of what no longer serves you. The first step is always the same: awareness. Now that you know how alcohol can affect you on a spiritual level, you can start to observe your relationship with it from a broader and more compassionate perspective. Ask yourself without judgment, why do I turn to alcohol? What am I trying to fill or avoid? How do I really feel afterward, not just in my body, but emotionally and energetically? If you feel like your mind won't quiet down, even when everything is silent, it's not a lack of strength, it's a lack of direction. Below, you'll find a free 30-day Audible trial, not to listen to books, but to reprogram yourself while you walk, work out, or are alone with yourself. The right audiobooks at the right time change the internal conversations you've been repeating for years. The link is in the description. You decide whether you stay the same or finally listen to yourself. This isn't about cutting anything out all at once. It's about choosing from a place of empowerment, because when you decide consciously, you regain your personal power. And when that power comes back to you, something interesting happens. Your vibration starts to rise naturally. You start attracting experiences that are more aligned, people who truly fit with you, and a sense of clarity and peace that doesn't depend on any substance. Imagine living a life where you feel complete inside, where you don't need to numb what you feel because you know how to manage it, where your energy flows with ease and every decision you make is in alignment with your highest purpose. That life is not a fantasy. It's there, waiting for you to take the first step. And now that we've seen how alcohol impacts your energy and your vibration, the inevitable question is this: what are you going to do with this information? It doesn't matter how long you've lived under its influence, or how many times you've used it as a quick fix, or how many nights you've tried to silence your mind with a drink. The only thing that matters is what you choose from now on. This moment, here and now, is an invitation to stop, to look inside, and to ask yourself with brutal honesty, am I really living the life I want to live? I know this process can feel overwhelming at first. Changing something that has already become a habit, or even something that's become part of your identity, isn't easy. But there's something key you need to remember. Everything you need to take this step is already within you. You don't have to be perfect. You don't need to have all the answers. And no, you don't have to do it alone. All it takes is one thing: being willing to try. That is to explore a different way of living, one that's more in line with your deepest truth. Imagine for a moment what it would be like to wake up each day with a real sense of inner calm. To feel that you don't depend on anything external to be centered, to be at peace, to be yourself. Imagine having enough clarity to face any challenge knowing, not just believing, but knowing that you have the strength to get through it. That feeling isn't a privilege for a few, it's your natural state. But to get there, first you have to let go of what no longer serves you. Alcohol itself is neither good nor bad. It's a tool, one that you may have used to survive difficult moments, to avoid uncomfortable emotions, or to fit in where you felt there was no space to be authentic. But now that you understand how it impacts your energy, your spirit, and your connection with life, you have something you didn't have before: conscious choice. You can decide whether to keep using it the same way, or if it's time to free yourself from its influence. And pay attention to this. Freeing yourself from alcohol doesn't mean giving up enjoyment or joy or connection. It's actually the opposite. It means opening yourself up to a deeper enjoyment, one that doesn't depend on a substance. It means feeling the joy of being present, of experiencing your emotions without fear, of connecting with others from a place of truth, and not behind a chemically induced mask. It means returning to yourself, to your center, to your power. If you've made it to this point in the video, you've already crossed an invisible line. Not just anyone makes it here. The ones who are truly starting to question things make it here. Comment below, I got it now. And yes, it might make you uncomfortable, that's the point. Juan, this path isn't linear. There will be days when you feel strong, clear, and full of energy. And on others, the temptation to go back to what you know will appear. And that's also part of the process. But every conscious step, no matter how small it seems, brings you closer to your best self. Every time you choose to take care of your energy and your vibration, you're telling life, I'm ready for something better. And life responds when you truly align yourself. When you start to vibrate higher, things change. Opportunities that once seemed distant start to appear. The relationships that drain you transform or simply fall away on their own. You start to feel lighter, freer, more yourself. And this isn't just an external change. It's a deep spiritual transformation, a reminder of something essential. You are not just this body, nor your past, nor your mistakes. You are much free. You are a being with enormous potential to create, to love, and to grow. And every decision you make is an opportunity to align yourself with that truth. Before we finish, I want you to do something simple. Pause for a moment, take a deep breath, and ask yourself honestly, what is it that I really want for myself? Not what others expect from you, not what you should want, but what your soul truly longs for. Listen to that answer, even if it comes quietly, and allow yourself to imagine that life you know you deserve, because you do deserve it. If you've made it this far, it's not a coincidence. This moment, these words are a sign that something in you is already ready to change, to take a leap toward a more authentic, more conscious, more aligned life. Remember this, you are not alone. Every step you take toward the best version of yourself matters. Life, call it the universe, energy, or whatever you want, responds when you choose yourself. Thank you for allowing yourself to listen. Thank you for giving yourself this space. And above all, thank you for taking that first step toward a fuller and more authentic life. Take care of your light, because precisely that is the most valuable thing you have.